Well, have you ever thought of an invention you thought could make it big? ABC's show Shark Tank puts that concept to the test when budding entrepreneurs are given the chance to make their dreams come true and possibly make a business deal that will make them a millionaire. They pitched their ideas to a panel of business sharks, and joining us this morning with one of those sharks, Robert Herjavec. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Aloha and welcome to Hawaii.
Aloha, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
Now, before we get into talking a little bit about Shark Tank, let's talk a little bit about you and just kind of your background, because you're an incredible story. You didn't necessarily come from money. You actually came as an immigrant from Croatia.
Yeah, that's the great thing about all the sharks have an incredible story. I was born in a communist country. My dad escaped from jail. We hopped on a boat and landed in Halifax in Canada with one suitcase and $20. Now, it's incredible.
Yeah, and you know, I was just kind of reading your bio. Your first company you sold for $100 million, and then your second company you went on to send $230 million. How did you get to that point from, you know, starting off as a young entrepreneur and working all the way up to making those sort of deals?
You know, that's a great thing about America and Canada is you don't really need an MBA. You don't need rich parents. If you have a dream and you're willing to work hard, absolutely, you can do it. I just went out and I just did it.
Right, just hard work and commitment, I guess, yeah? Well, you know, Shark Tank continues to be, just has a great following, you know, all these seasons that it continues to do well. My friends and I actually have Shark Tank parties, but we watch it one night and we try to think of ideas ourselves. But why do you think the show is so successful, and how does it attract that audience?
Yeah, you know, this is our third season. We're hoping for season 4. The ratings are up. Our repeats are beating new programming on Friday nights, so that's great. I think everybody has a dream. I think it's the human condition to want to better our lives, and that's what the show does. It shows you that if you've got a dream and if you've got a product or a business, you can make it big.
You know, one of the lines that I always find myself asking, and you guys hear it all the time on the show, is, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that idea?
That's how you know it's a great idea.
Right.
When somebody comes out and you say, wow, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
Those are usually the best ideas.
And what are some of the more successful products that you've actually partnered with that have gone on to do well?
The best investment we've had so far is a product called Chord Buddy. It teaches you how to play the guitar. Although, you know, I think you could use it for a ukulele also.
Yeah, we were just watching that.
But the guy comes out, and before he got on the show, he was selling 2 to 3 a day. It was him and his wife in the business. That was about a month and a half ago. He's now sold 20,000, and the company employs 20 people.
Wow.
The power of Shark Tank.
Yeah, and on the flip side, is there any company that you saw, or any product that you saw that you wish you had gotten in, that maybe the one that got away?
There's always a new one down the road.
Right.
No regrets.
You know, there's a lot of creative people here in Hawaii. There's a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of businesses. What advice would you give maybe for those entrepreneurs who want to make it big and take it to the next level? What sort of tips can you possibly share?
You know, this is such a beautiful country. I think that's part of the challenge. It's so beautiful. I mean, in my hotel room, I'm doing work and I want to go out and play. I think you've got to create value on a large scale. The challenge with Hawaii is it's a relatively small market, just like Canada is. So I think you've got to have a product or a service that can translate to a larger scale.
Well, you know, I wish we had more time, because I had a bunch more questions that maybe we can talk to you a little bit more later, but I have ideas myself.
You have an idea?
I have an idea. Can I share my idea
Yeah,
real quickly?
go.
It's actually a, you know how you often have spray tan when you go in and you get a spray tan in these booths?
Do you often get a spray tan, Ryan?
I don't,
okay,
but I'm
right.
trying to compare it. If you go in, and I think we need one of those for sunscreens, where you can have these little booths at the beaches where you can go in and pick what
That's a great
SPF.
idea. Yeah.
Why didn't you think of that?
Look
huh?
at me, look at my nose. I got burnt yesterday. It's incredible.
Well, we're going to talk a little more business later on here after this interview. But if you want to see this interview again, you can head over to our section of our website at KITV.com. And don't forget, you can catch Shark Tank every Friday nights right here on KITV4 at 7 o'clock. And if you are like me and go out, just DVR it. It's a great show. Robert, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Ryan.
It's 6:49. We'll be right back.